It's about that time for a new season in World of Tanks console, so let's break it down. The War Heroes season runs from June 6th to August 1st, with a new 100 stage season pass for you to complete. The free pass will net you 1.2 million silver, 400 gold, 2 days of premium, 1 blue keycard, some boosters, vouchers, and standard consumables, as well as the Tier 8 Russian medium, the Guardian STG at stage 100. The paid pass will net you 4.4 million silver, 2100 gold, 11 days of premium, 4 keycards in total, with more boosters, vouchers, and consumables, as well as a French Tier 6 Bretagne Panther medium tank at stage 25, the American Tier 8 M46 Patton KR medium tank at stage 75, and a brand new post-war era Eastern Alliance medium tank, the M636 Condor. These are its stats. With a 65% silver bonus, this thing will print you silver. 2000 HP, 45 top speed, with above 18 powder weight, 7 degrees of gun depression, 280 alpha with a base 6-second reload, and 490 meters base view range. This thing looks kind of fun actually, but it does look like paper, so be careful of that. It also has a skin released alongside it, however, that skin does not appear to be in the season pass. With the purchase of your Ultimate Pass, you will be immediately rewarded with 25 stage skips, a new 3D hero commander, Leonard Lucky Hill, and a brand new American Tier 10 T-58 heavy tank. These are its stats. This one is a bit worrying, as we are all aware of the AVRE issue 2 seasons ago that is still carrying on. And this does seem a bit broken, but not to the extent of super easy to use like the AVRE. It has 2250 HP, 35 top speed, with a near 14 powder weight, 8 degrees of gun depression, and a whopping 750 alpha 3-shot autoloader. Luckily, it has a 7.5 second intro clip, but look at that pen. It's TD levels of pen. I guess they thought as the first heavy tank with a 155mm, it deserved it, but I disagree. Wargaming, you can't afford to lower that pen to match other high alpha heavy tanks. After all, this isn't a tank destroyer. A 33-second base reload is scary too, even with high intro clip that's still quick for a gun with 2250 potential clip damage, meaning anything 2200 HP and below can be guaranteed dead in 15 seconds. Its armor looks quite comparable to the T-57, just with a more enlarged turret, and that isn't to say it's bad armor, but it will have those easy cheeks to pen. This thing is scary looking. Again, not as bad as the AVRE though, because this thing will at least require thought to play. And its overpowered look comes from a few inflated stats. Kinda like the Turan having 950 alpha for no reason. So it's on that level of overpowered. This thing is the first heavy to be able to clip out every medium tank at its tier, along with many TDs and other heavies. That's something I feel should be left for TD autoloaders only, like the Foch and the Waffle. 750 alpha is going to make this thing a trade monster. I personally think this thing should have 650 alpha for a clip potential of 1950, which can still kill most medium tanks at tier 10, but will more so cripple other heavies like the E5 or VZ55 rather than outright killing them. Also, bring its pen in line with other heavy tanks too. There's no reason this thing should have that high of pen on a non-tank destroyer. This tank does not come with a skin, by the way. With the season pass out of the way, what else can you expect in the War Heroes season? Well, there will be 2 maps coming out this season. At the launch of the season will be a returning map, Severgursk, or however you say it, so already you can see some more variety to your matches starting today. The second map is a new map for console players. Sometime later in the season will be another community earn-up like we had for Swamp. Personally, I feel they should just release the map, but they felt the need to have us earn a map again. At least this time, it's for a brand new map and not a returning one. That being a map called Nebelberg, from PC's Grand Battles mode, which is their 30v30 mode. This does not mean we are getting Grand Battles, but it does mean Cold War is getting another 1400 by 1400 map, which is very nice to see. I believe in World War II there will be a 1200 by 1200 variant of this map, but we'll just have to wait and see. New season pass, 2 new tanks, and 2 new maps. What else is there? Well, there's 2 new tank lines coming out this season as well. Yes, one of them is the Italian tank destroyers we were supposed to get last season, and those will be coming June 27th. But the other is the new French Cold War line, which does not yet have a date of release. But for those of you that have been waiting for another Cold War line to grind, the Frenchies got you covered this season with their new Western Alliance line. On the topic of Cold War, we are finally getting Cold War medals to earn. This is just Wave 1, so more medals are inbound as well. For the most part in this first wave, they have mostly lifetime medals. So those medals that you have grades on them and you passively rank up as you play over time. These new medals are the Devoted Gunner's Medal, which is awarded for the total amount of damage caused and received for Cold War, from classes 4, which only requires 35,000, up to class 1, which requires 35 million total. Other lifetime medals include the Technical Engineer medals, which are awarded for researching tanks. There's one for researching all Western Alliance tanks, one for researching all Eastern Alliance tanks, one for researching all Independent Alliance tanks, and one for researching all Cold War tanks, called the Chief Technical Engineer. Then you have your Expert medals, awarded for destroying each tank from each tech tree. Again, one for destroying all Western Alliance tanks, one for destroying all Eastern Alliance tanks, and one for destroying all Independent Alliance tanks, with the last one being one for destroying every Cold War tank. As for medals earnable each match, they are bringing over some from World War II, like High Caliber, Sniper, Invader, Defender, and the Top Gun medals, as well as adding 4 brand new medals specific to Cold War. The first 2 being Cold War versions of the Radley Walters and Pools medals. The Frost Heroes medal is awarded for destroying 8 or 9 enemy vehicles in one battle, and the Juggernauts medal is awarded for destroying 10 to 13 enemy vehicles in one battle. The other 2 medals are Eagle Eye, which is awarded to the player who damaged the most unspotted enemy vehicles, at least 3, of anyone on their team, and the Fire and Forget medal is awarded to the player who damaged more enemy vehicles with missiles than anyone else on their team, at least 3. That's it for Cold War medals, but again, remember this is Wave 1, and there will be more waves in future seasons. One notable thing within this season is something I long awaited for, and was surprised to see, honestly. The low to mid-tier HP buffs in World War II. This is something I thought was needed a long time ago, and is nice to see finally happen, but there are a few nitpicks I have. Firstly, tanks like the Polish DS Panzers were released on console after PC had already done their mid-tier HP buffs, so we had copied their HP value for this tank, which meant it already had high HP for a tier 5 medium. While the average was 450, this tank sat at 590, so my thought would be that when we did get this HP buff, that tanks like this in this situation would be skipped. But while the M4 Sherman got bumped up to 650 HP, the DS got another HP increase to 830. This is so confusing to me. By the way, on PC, the M4 has 600, so it only has 10 more HP than the DS, because the M4 was supposed to be a meteor tank. So even though we didn't copy the exact HP values PC did, I like if the DS and Boogie were where they belong in terms of HP. And that's the other nitpick, is we didn't copy PC's HP. And I suppose I can see 2 reasons for that. One is that they want to be different from PC for some things. Even though we copy a lot, they decided to be different specifically here, which is my cynical reason of thinking. But the other reason could be because we don't have the hardening equipment for players to increase their HP on their tanks whenever they want to. So maybe the extra HP we gave these tanks was to compensate for not having that choice ourselves. But overall, I'm super happy to see these low tier HP buffs, and definitely happy to see that of all the tanks buffed, the Panzer V4 was ignored and didn't receive HP. Thank you for that one, Wargaming. A low tier tank you might want to bring out may be the Easy 8 Sherman, as that's getting a skin this season as well, decked in the honor of D-Day, as they say in their article, which is seemingly the theme of the season, which explains the earn-up that started with the season launch and ends in 2 weeks. The D-Day challenge has you earning points for your choice of a tier 7 premium tank. You earn 1 point for every 1000 XP you earn, with a total of 350 points needed. You can earn an extra point if you destroy a German vehicle while you yourself are in a French, American, or British vehicle. Your choice of reward tanks are the British Tier 7 Jackal M4A4 FL10 medium tank, or the American Tier 7 Eagle 7 medium tank, or the French Tier 7 HMH AMX 1357 light tank. For those of you who have all 3, the Jackal provides the most silver compensation in return. Quick note to my Cold War players out there, They just made all those oddly cheap guns on British Cold War tanks more expensive to match all the other expensive guns in this mode, so be wary of that when you're grinding them out. Other minor things this season include a keycard refresh, new summer and desert camos for French and Italian tanks, a new phonetic alphabet inscription list, a new op tracker for new players, renaming of the training missions, new completion screens, and minor improvements to bots, maps, and general issues, as well as another season to complete for your resolutions event. Don't forget about that. And that's the season breakdown. Of course, I will leave all links to all articles in the description and leave you with a reminder to pick up your War Heroes Season Starter Pack in the store now. Thanks for watching and take care.